How do you take your clothes from looking like this to looking like this? The secret isn't just about better techniques, it's smarter tools that save you time and effort. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can avoid the most common mistakes that make your clothes look unrealistic or generic. But most importantly, I'm going to show you a way to shortcut that process entirely. Now, I've been using this method in my own workflow for a while now. In fact, I even used it to create the intro animation for this video. Most artists try these two methods, and they both kinda suck. The first option is to model and sculpt from scratch. This is where you create the base shape of the garment, like a t-shirt, and then sculpt in all the folds, creases, and details by hand. If you've ever tried sculpting every wrinkle by hand, you already know the pain. It's slow, repetitive, and the folds never just look quite right. Then there's option 2, cloth simulations. Tools like Clo3D, Marvelous Designer, and even Blender let you design patterns and drape them directly on your character. Great idea in theory, but literally anything more complicated than a basic t-shirt and you will inevitably find yourself looking up sewing tutorials on YouTube. So we've got two methods that both have their pros and cons, but what if there was a shortcut? What if you could skip all the tedious parts and still get professional production ready results? While working on my last few projects, I found something that instantly changed how I approach clothing. It's called the Connect Store by Clo Virtual Fashion, the company behind industry leading software like Clo3D and Marvelous Designer. It's a platform that gives you instant access to thousands of production quality clothing patterns and garments, all built by professional designers. And the best part? Over 11,000 of them are exactly $0. Clo Virtual Fashion reached out to help me showcase more of what this tool can really do, and that means I can dive even deeper and show you all the good stuff. So this is what the Connect Store looks like. At the top, you've got the latest announcements. Below that, you've got curated collections which are handpicked assets from the top creators. But scroll a little further and you hit the Connect Official section. These are 100% free assets created by them. You'll also find categories for fabrics, props, mannequins, accessories, full outfits, and you can even download entire scenes for your renders. It's basically a full creative ecosystem. Alright, let me show you how this works. I'm going to grab this free asset from their official page. It comes in FBX, GLTF, and Z Project formats. For this demo, I'm using the FBX thin version, which is unsolidified, meaning the fabric has no thickness, so it's super easy to customize. I'm bringing it into Blender to show you how simple it is. Look at that. Flawless import. No issues with scaling, shading, UVs, or textures. It's clean and ready to go. I've prepared this example character in Blender with a pose transition. If your character's pose doesn't match the garment, just align them as closely as possible before running the sim. Blender will handle most of the cleanup. Here's the quick version. Set your character collision, cloth sim, and play with these key values. I've listed them on the screen if you want to copy. Sometimes the simulation leaves behind some annoying little artifacts. You'll see them as weird folds or shading errors. So just sculpt out the irregularities and clear the custom split normals data to get rid of any shading issues. Now, depending on your use case, like if you're working on a walk cycle for a game, you might not even need to deal with simulations at all. Instead, you can go straight to weight painting the garment and still get good results. At this point, you practically have no excuses to keep making boring clothes. You've got everything you need to create something unique and next level in any software of your choice. Let me prove it to you. I'm going to download this free kimono asset in both GLTF and FBX formats, and we're going to import them into Maya to see how well they work. You can see that they both imported correctly with embedded textures, so compatibility isn't an issue with these. Now, do you remember the intro shot? This is the Marvelous Designer project file for it. The character was made in Character Creator, posed in Blender, and sent over to Marvelous Designer. The outfit, straight from the Connect Store. For reference, this particular dress was about $7, and I got the whole collection of clothes I used in the intro for under $50. For the cost of 1 hour of freelance work, I got an entire set of pro-level clothes for my renders that otherwise would have taken me days to create from scratch. If you're on a deadline, speed and efficiency are everything. So why waste time building from scratch when it's all here waiting for you? But maybe you're not in a rush. Maybe you're in it for the craft. You want to learn the process, build your own skills, and figure out how to create these high-quality garments from scratch. Even if you buy these outfits, you're not just getting a black box final product. You can break them down piece by piece and see how exactly they were made. You can study the way the patterns are cut and how everything is stitched together. And if that's not enough, both Clo3D and Marvelous Designer have YouTube channels full of free educational playlists. They even provide project files with the tutorials so you can follow along and build something start to finish with pro guidance. If you're ready to see what's inside the Connect Store, click the link in the description and grab your first asset. I'll tell you what, if you have made it this far, you're obviously serious about leveling up your renders. So if you use this video to create a dope render using Connect assets, just tag me on Instagram at Renderites and I'll share your render on my story. If you want to take it a step further, subscribe with all notifications turned on for my upcoming ultimate guide to Marvelous Designer. If you want early access, I've posted each chapter on my Patreon page, so check it out from the link below. Now that you know the secret behind awesome clothing, you'll want to know how to light it perfectly. So check out this video here to learn everything about lighting in Blender under less than 6 minutes.